All right, thank you very much, everyone. Let's start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So today's presentation is about my software, but basically it's about one of the key features of the software, which is trend recognition chart. My name is Ghulam Sabri, and thanks for joining me today. Welcome to this 1 hour session. I think most of people over here, they probably know me or my work or my software. Some of them are my customers, some of them are not. So we will make it short and we'll quickly introduce first the software very quickly and then to this particular feature which we are going to talk about in details. Just let this disclaimer let's first read this thing that this material presented here is for educational learning purposes only and should not be taken as purchase or sell recommendation. Trading, investing in stocks and derivatives like futures option is risky and could result in a substantial loss of invested capital. I'm not a registered financial advisor with FINRA or SEC, and for any specific individual financial advice, please consult a registered financial advisor who can gauge and assess your financial goals and conditions and then can advise you accordingly. All right, let me just give 1 second. Okay, so let's just very quickly introduce you to this Excel software, which is for Microsoft Excel 365. And people who are using it, they know uh, all is provides you a detailed analysis set of tools like technical indicators. You can put any um, stock ticker symbol which is traded on US stocks and Canadian stocks exchanges over here, and then it will automatically update or you can update it again. It can plot the charts on your worksheet in different time frame like from 1 month to 5 years on different duration, daily and weekly. It can give you a snapshot of what is happening in all the relevant markets and suggested profit and stop loss targets and support and resistance levels. And it has many other features as well. Like you can go into one particular tab and uh, this is, for example, the trend recognition indicator. The very our own self-developed proprietary trend recognition indicator, and we will discuss what these zones mean and how can we identify buy and selling zones. In addition to this particular sheet, the software also allows you to see and compare different stocks in a tabular format. Choose the fields of your own choice and see a very quick mini chart of their performance and the status of our TR indicator. And you can increase decrease the number of fields shown here. There are other features as well, like for day traders, it provides you a daily guide with different, this particular example is for JD.com, for different trading levels based on the Fibonacci and resistance levels and the daily pivots and weekly pivots. It also provides you a feature to create heat maps for different sectors of S&P 500 and the S&P 500 itself. And you can also have a stock portfolio tracker where you can put your purchase and sales history, and it can monitor the daily gain or loss or the overall gain or loss of your portfolio. But besides these things, so you can go to our website. The address is here, and then there is a video there, or our YouTube channel, and then you can look into the different aspects and features of our software. If you just scroll below, there we have our TR indicator. And for example, this is JD.com. And the TR indicator here is known as trend recognition indicator. It's based on our own proprietary formula, which was originally developed for future markets, but now it has been changed and developed for Excel and this particular software. So this neutral buy thing right here, this is telling us that it is in a neutral buy zone. This down arrow means that just last very last trading day, which was Friday, it has come down from a position of uh, maybe strong buy to neutral buy. but it, and this check mark tells us that it is still within a buy zone. So we will go into the details of what does this mean, the buy zone and the check mark and the TR indicator itself. Whenever we want to update any ticker, we just enter this and it will automatically on this particular sheet type plot the TR chart for that particular ticker symbol. For example, this particular chart is for BYD company, which is a Chinese EV company. So going back to our software, what happens that we can have over here in our worksheet a list of stocks of kind of maybe a watch list, a number of and then we can see the this buys and sell signals either on the daily or the weekly chart. So this particular is TR weekly. So this is for last 3 years. So what it is telling us that BYDDY, it has generated these buy signals on a weekly chart for last 3 years. And we can provide again a list of different ticker symbols and see their current status. So BYDDY is in a strong buy zone right here, which is shown by this dark green color here. If it is a normal buy zone or just a buy zone, then it should be shown by light green band, which is like this one where my cursor is. If it is in a white zone, then it's a neutral zone. So either it has come into the neutral zone from a downward trend or an upward trend. For example, BYDDY was from this period, which was approximately July 22 till all the way till January 23, was either in neutral buy zone, this light yellow, and then dark orange color band means this was in uh, downward trends, which is a sell zone, and this dark color means this is a strong sell zone. So in other words, our methodology is that we do not look for the stocks which are either in neutral buy zone or going downwards, or are which are in these particular yellow or dark or orange bands. Rather, we are looking for the stocks who are making some bases coming out of the bottoms and then starting these green zones, and those are the buy zones. To start with, we can no, but before that, how does this list come? So we, as a matter of fact, we do a lot of analysis and research at the back end. We have certain screens which are working using different skinner like bar chart skinners, our own bullish screens, strong earning list, and we look at an one list which is accumulation distribution. So look at the Wall Street, which stocks Wall Street is accumulating or buying into, or which stock they are distributing. When we say Wall Street, we means fund managers, institutions, banks, big hedge funds, those kind of people who buy or sell in lots, and they affect the stocks prices. Then we have our own market generated information, and this market generated information come from different sources like Market Watch, Barter Brief, IVD, Wall Street Journal, Barron's. Combined with these, we have different our software like our TR indicator. We analyze their technical strength as well as institutional buying, seasonality. That some stocks are suitable for trading or investing in different parts of the year, some are not. Like Nvidia, I was just made a post that Nvidia has a history of producing good results in the second month of every quarter, which is its earning month. And we look into it how it has been done. So historically, we want to be on the period which gives a good results for a particular stock. So using those criteria and then fundamental analysis that we want to see this relative strength versus peer and industry, and is there a stock has some kind of company has some kind of good business, a product which is sellable, which has its some kind of moat advantage on others, its competitors, or how its earning and revenue positions are in the long run. That's how we analyze it, and then we we put that thing into this into our secondary filter and then come up with the final list. Well, this is a window based Excel based app, Excel based software. And yes, you can buy it, and it's 14-day money. I'm just answering a question. There's a 14-day money back guarantee. If you don't like it, you can ask for your money back. And then we comes to a final list. But what we do, because this is a kind of very extensive process, and we understand nobody has most of the customers who are busy in their day jobs, they don't have time for this thing. So what they do, they want us to give us some kind of summary. So on weekly basis, on every Sunday, we come up on our through our website and through email to our customers, and we prepare a weekly summary. Just like I am going to present this weekly summary, sending it to my customers today, and this is my latest one. And what we do, we have some kind of long-term stocks here. And why do we have it here in the long-term basis? And then some medium and short term. If there is any new pick, for example, for this particular today's report, we have JD. That's why JD was being shown there. And the previous recently picked, what happens to them? What do we see? And our fundamental analysis and the product analysis goes here as well. And then we come up with this list, and that's how we provide it to our customers. The software itself is our own. This is what I was explaining. It is known as advanced stock analysis software, and it is based in Microsoft Excel 365. So let us start one by one. Instead of going to the detailed software description on our YouTube channel, in our previous Zoom sessions, we have described the working of software in detail. So if you want to see the details of the software and its features, you can go there and find the relevant, interesting section which you are interested in. For today's session, we want to be very focused on the only the TR chart and how we can use the buy zones and this buy and sell point, and how does really it work. So for example, we have a list of these stocks which we came up to analysis for our customers through our this report which I just shared here, and we want to see which of these stocks are either strong buy or in buyable zones. So let us start with Apple, because Apple has given us for some time a buy zone. And let me just reset the software. Maybe it's needs some resetting. Okay. Sometimes the Apple, the Microsoft data feed, actually it does not work, especially during the maintenance times of Sundays. I have seen it many times because the entire data feed is coming from Apple. They go through maintenance and they sometimes take the time to adjust itself. So let's see if this is our works. This is SMCI, but we want to see if Apple is working now, and it has started working. All we need to do sometimes is reset it. Okay, so this chart have been updated with Apple's information, but we're not looking to this chart. We are going to see the TR chart, and the TR chart, as you see, is on the daily chart is saying a strong buy with this check mark. Check mark means on the daily chart it is giving us a buy signal, and it is in a buy zone. Let's go to the Apple's TR chart. It automatically updates the Apple's chart here, and maybe I was putting in the wrong symbol. So for the last 6 months on the daily chart, you see, but it's not giving us the buy zone. So let's update the buy zones here. Press this button, and it will update the chart for last 6 months for identify the buy and sell area for Apple. So in the September year, this give us when we are here. This is when we have this kind of triangle. It is the first stage of TR indicator, and it gives us a buy signal, and it tells us that this is our stop loss. Now we can adjust these parameters. Our methodology is that our stop loss should not be more than 7% below or 8% below when this strong this trend starts, and this is the buy point. Our recommendation is that when it crosses this buy point, then is the time with this stop loss. Then it's the time to make a trade. So for example, right now we are on right here in the February. Our buy zone was here, this line where the cursor is. And when it gives us this signal, it assesses where is the buy and sell stop zone. So it identifies the sell stop loss zone. And in other words, you should not take more loss on this particular trade if you make an entry here. If Apple falls below this particular line, which is 227.63 in this case. Now, obviously, it's your own trade, your own risk appetite, your own trade management, and you can you can assess the situation and it can increase or decrease at your own discretion. But this is just a suggestions. As soon as it crosses this buy point, that's the time. And if we are in this zone, light green or the red green zone, then we, according to this particular methodology, we are in this. That's the time to go long with the Apple because it's in a strong trend. But we have to look into some more aspects as well. For example, there is a tendency that when you are in a downward trend in this one particular stock or overall market, and if it tries to come out that stage, it fails at least 2 or 3 times before it picks up momentum. Just like this case here. So maybe you can ignore the first signal. Let's analyze this particular area. So it gives you a buy signal. Are you going to buy it? No. It was the first time it's trying to come out of this downward trend. Not only this, we recommend that it start green zone, then you buy. So it gives a second buy signal and it start give you just in the buy zone. And that's the point when the green signal is gives it bend to come into the Apple and which was 11/22 or 21 only, which is November last year. And you see, if you make an entry here at around this point or even at this point, it will give you a rise from 2230 to almost all-time high 259, which is more than 10 or 13-14%. And that's a good trade. When to exit, it depends upon the condition, market condition. We recommend that if it falls below this red dash line, which is the 20 days moving average, or some people would prefer 50 days, then you should take an exit if you have profit. Otherwise, your stop loss was here. See, Apple all the way came back to the same stop loss, undercuts it and then went back. So if you just follow this particular system, for example, identify the buy zone, the signal which it is giving, and go into the green zone, then make an entry and just follow it. Let's move to 3 years and make it a weekly chart. 5 years will be a much bigger period. So let's see what happens with Apples during this period. Because weekly charts are more stable, less volatile. For example, in this particular chart, take a look here. We were here, it came out this, we went long. For example, if we take the green zone, but it will fail. If it came down, so we fail on this trade. Obviously, nothing 100% is guaranteed. But we will not make a trade here because it never approached the buy point, never approached the buy. But here it approached the buy point. It was again in neutral zone. It was coming out of this red zone. It means it was struggling, but it's trying to come out. Eventually it came out, it started green zone here. This is the buy point. If you just buy point, if you just make an entry here at 151, at some in 21 21 February 2 years ago, and just follow this thing, nothing else. When you have 15-20%, you can take some partial profits off, maybe on 30% of your position, 50% of your position, and let the rest run. Even if you do not make an exit here and you bought it here and you just carried it all over to up to this time, then it's 245 right now. It was 151 2 years ago. Not bad. It's approximately 40% return or maybe 50% return, whatever, in 2 years. But what we recommend that as soon as you encounter this dash line, it means the stock will start struggling. It may try to come back, it might succeed, but it will again in other word, consolidation. Now it is consolidating in a range. As soon as you get another buy, it crosses it. You, for example, you exit here, but you make another entry here, and then you again enjoy the ride. That's how you utilize this tool to identify good buy point and good buy zones while ignoring these red area if you want to go long. On the flip side, if you want to go short, you can use this, so the same tool, but obviously we're not discussing short here. We're not discussing shorts here, and we are interested in long, being most of the customers are here Muslim, and they want to go long and halal investment. But it equally works well in the short cases as well. But we have, it's just one thing. We also look into the broader picture. What is happening in the market? Is Apple in a tech sector? So what is happening with the tech sector? Why the stock is struggling here? Is it competition? Is it too pricey? Is the product the gross margins are affected? The fundamental analysis. That's why, that's where the role of this commentary and this topics, this comes into play. That we want to see a broader picture, just not the chart only. Now let's, where this kind of tool work and where it does not. It will work on the growth stocks, where stocks are moving in 15-20%, are expected to move in a 15 or 20% gain. But what if the we are not in a growth stock, for example, something like Chevron or Exxon. Let's see for 3 years what Chevron says. 1 second. Again, have to go back to this thing. Like I said, today is something like their system is not probably working, so it will not, it is not updating the software. In any case, we have to shut down it again. So in the case of Chevron and other, if it will be more like this thing here in this particular area only, and it will not come out, and you will find that you will not have 15-20% of the stock movement at all. And that's why it will struggle. So we have to look into only, I would say, areas where I have to shut it down again and start again. Maybe it doesn't have any problem. We are looking into different options of changing our data feed. For example, the Microsoft's data feed is having these issues, especially on Sundays. We're looking into other options and providing a more stable data feed, which can provide this kind of, can avoid this kind of issue. So he was asked, one question was asking about HIMSS. So let's take a look at super microcomputer. It's 1 year of microcomputer, SMCI. Now this was a volatile stock, just like HIMSS. So for one, it started like say tried to go to the buy zone, but it never reached there. So should we buy it? No. Should we buy it here? No. Should we buy it? No. It's a weekly chart. Now this thing, this time it is different. And maybe on the weekly chart, it might give you an issue. But on the daily chart, if you go to the 1 year, and let's see, this is the daily chart again. So all the way from this point to this point, was struggling. But once we got this buy point, it came into this strong green zone. That was a buy signal. And we could have gone long here for SMCI, which is kind of a volatile stock, just like HIMSS. The question is, the spreadsheet is not accurate. I see buy signal, but yet the stock goes down subsequently. Yes, the reason being the buy signal is buy signal is actually is giving you an idea that is a trend is trying to establish itself. Does not necessarily mean that you will go long immediately. That's not the case. As I said earlier, you should look for this strong green band, just like this buy signal and the green band. If there's a buy signal but there is no green band right at this point, and the stock does not reach there, then we should not make an entry. In other words, when we should make entry, something like this, when a green band is start. Here is when should we make an entry? Here, but the buy signal and this particular trade fades or fails. Why? Because SMCI was a very volatile stock, and we are working within a very small, short kind of a range, trading range. So in other now we can go one by one and we can see all of them, like Baba, Apple. I just uh, just explained Apple. Let's see if the data feed allow us to work on Nvidia this time, and maybe 3 years Nvidia weekly chart. No guys, I'm sorry about this. Live version is not working today, so looks like I have to look into it. But anyway, this is just summary here. So the Nvidia over here is a neutral buy zone. In other words, Nvidia is right now is in a consolidating area, and we should not look into that for the time being. Let's see if someone else is working here. This is again JD. My apology for this. I was not expecting that it will do this thing. Over here, let's try NVIDIA. Every time I have to shut down the reset the data feed. This is the NVIDIA chart. It's updating it for the TR indicator as well. And this is NVIDIA's daily for last 6 months only. You see, whenever they let's update its buy zone here for NVIDIA. Now, if we just follow this NVIDIA thing, should we buy it here? No, it was in the red zone. It did not come to our buy points. So if it does not come to our buy point, should we buy it? No. It was in a green zone, and this is our buy, but it's been a while. So we will wait because it's coming out of this consolidation. Now we are going to get a buy signal here. It is again the dash line. And now can we buy it here? Yes, we should, because we know the NVIDIA is product. We know if it is it is moving. So that was the point to make an entry in NVIDIA. And where should we get out? Right here. Or we could still wait because we know that NVIDIA is trying to consolidate. We again get a buy signal here, but we never approach the buy point. We never reach that buy point. So we should not go there. Should we buy here? No, because we never reached that buy point. Should we buy here? No. Should we buy here? Yes, according to the system. And NVIDIA give you some mileage here. But this was really the trade, because you entered something at like 124, and then you either sell it here or at this point, which is 132 or 140, gives you 10-15% straight away. Question is, when a stock starts going down within a green bar, do you get a sell signal? No. Stock can consolidate within a green zone for a long time, just like here. So that's really not a sell signal. Your sell signal should be your identified targets. Maybe you identify 15 to 20%, and according to that, set your selling. This system gives you the buy signal and your stop loss. Now, where you are trying or aiming at your target is a different. Everyone is different. So for some people, they are there for a long haul. They might want to target 15, 20% or 50%, and that's possible. What does the light green and red dots next to buy and stop indicator mean? Light green. This light green means this is start of a new trend, the light green triangle. And the red dash is a moving averages line, which is 20 period moving averages. The blue is one is 9 period moving averages, and this is your stop loss. Let's see if it is trying and it gives us hymns. Someone is asking about hymns. Let's see if we get HIMS here. Okay, this is HIMS chart. Now, 1 year HIMS weekly, that was your first buy trend starts here. And if let's see if you just buy it here, HIMS, 115 point something. And then when it start doing this, came out of the green zone, then you sell it. Because HIMS is a volatile stock. You should not, you should not remain there in a volatile stock for a long time. Even then, it will give you something around 15 to 21, which is more than 20% of your profit. The next buy signal come here at 17.77 this point, but your buy point is this. You waited for this buy point, 18.65, and you just entered at this point is 7th of October. All the way, then you can either sell, you can sell it if you want, or you can wait because your stop loss was here. So you have cushion here. You might want to take some profit of the position, maybe 10, 15, 20% at this time, and then let the rest of the position run. For example, if you just take profit on 33%, one third or 50% of the position and let the rest run, then you should have enjoyed something starting from which was your buy point 18.65 all the way up to 60. Right now you are at 49.28. Now this particular drop of him is quite significant, 20-day in one particular day. So you might want to decide, okay, now it's time to get out. We have made enough money. We were here him at him 18.65, right now is 49. We have 300% profit in 6 months or less than 6 months, 5 months or 4 months. That's the time to get out. So we can use this particular software, and our the commentary is filtered for the Sharia compliant products. I mean, we monitor it and we report that, okay, for example, JD, I was not comfortable with putting JD over here, but JD is an online source, and it's like Amazon. It's in China. I think some of its components are maybe they raise some red flags like they're interest based, or maybe they sell liquor or something in China. So we can have different kind of watch list here, all the and then we can just run it through. For example, this was the latest uh, pick for this particular week. We had JD there, we had CWAN, we have Garmin. But why did we drop those things? Because of some other factors. We did some fundamental analysis, and our overall analysis of the market situation are pointing towards a big drop. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but we think the market has made a turn and has become bearish. So along with it, it will, and that is what it is being shown here. You see, most of these are strong sell, like Meta, like Microsoft. Meta is neutral sell, like AMD, like CRN, Google. They have all become strong sell. Only a few of them are in green zone, and those are also consolidating. But our analysis of market, if you read my today's commentary, it will tell you that market has turned become bearish. And not only this, we can very easily look into a 15 to 20% correction in the coming days. So we need to be extra careful while looking at these signals, because every buy, nothing is a holy grail. No one has a crystal ball. So when the market starts fluctuating, even the strongest stock will pull back. So we need to be very sure of our direction. Is it a good time to go long and just see a chart and go down? No, we have to look into the fundamental analysis as well. All right. I will try see if the data I can look into other stocks as well for you if it allows us. For example, I have covered Apple, Nvidia, SMCI. JD was initially there, and also HIMS as well. Question is, How does it calculate? Yeah, you can do it on SPY and anything, any ticket symbol which trades on your stock market, US stock market. SPY, for example, the SPY symbol in Excel is ARCX SPY. You go there, it analyzes it, and then it gives you candlestick chart at what everything, and then you can have your own technical indicator like volume or RSI, PPO. There are 25 technical indicators. Now look at the SPY relative performance. SPY relative performance is last 1 month is minus 0.52%. In the last 5 years, 86%. And tech sector is very close to it. So they are very going along with each other. If you go to this chart, this TR chart is now plotted for SPY or S&P 500. You want to take a look at its buy zone, you can take a look at its buy zone. That in last 6 months on the daily chart, these are your buy zone. So let's see if you're just buying a spider SPY. Your first green zone starts here, buy zone here. You want to go long? Yeah, why not? You purchase at 563. All you waited, and you see if it comes to the neutral zone and is coming to the 20-day zone right here, which is 577. So you bought it 553 and sold it at 577. Next buy zone was here. You can, when it start green, you can buy it here. It, you see, it went up, came back right up to that particular buy point, and give you another entry. So as long as you are in this green zone and you have made a good entry at this particular thing, this particular buy point, even SPY you can make a good amount of money on SPY, unless the market starts correction like this one. This is a daily chart. SPY has come down. It has crossed this dash line. It means it's showing you, giving, it comes out of this strong zone. It's giving you a sell signal. If you are still long, you have cushion, you have bought somewhere from here, here, or here. This time to get out of SPY and save your capital. Question is, how does this calculate halal versus haram? Now, halal versus haram is a subjective thing. It relates to our religious values, or so what we do, we apply those things manually. We all those sticker or symbols which you analyze, we use apps like Zoya or Musaffa or Athena and check over there. And we have our own set of filters. We are not very and we are not very strict on that. Like, we have a set of filters, like anything in the haram business, like selling pork, liquor, interest-based business, banks, they are straight away out. We don't consider those. Anything in between could be questionable, and then we see, okay, where the most of the revenue is coming from. 70% or more revenue is coming from heavily halal revenues, then we take those into account. Now some apps are more strict in it, some goes as high as to 90%. We have our cutoff point at 70% to consider those, but it depends from individual to individual. Some might consider Zoya for this purpose. Now, instead of SPY, you can use SPUS. They are very strongly correlated, as someone said, and it's halal. You can use that particular. There's a question on the investment on ETS for 401k. That's a separate matter. I probably will leave it to someone else who handles 401k matters and portfolios. Question is, what is the red dotted line on the Excel sheet? Is it an indicator? Okay, coming back to this thing, the red dotted line, this horizontal red dotted line is your SL stop loss for each particular buy zone. This is your buy point. Now it's giving you a check mark right now. What does it mean? It means that it is still in this buy zone. It's close to that, but it does not mean that I should start going, because overall market conditions are not conducive for S&P 500, and we are seeing a high probability of pulling it back, as it could pull back to this level or even this level, 15 to 20% contraction. Question was, what constitutes that green bars on the chart is the volume for a price action. What basically the chart is driving the buy. The chart takes a look into two things. It takes a look into the price action, how the price is going up, down, and it also takes a look at the momentum. And that's the internal working of this indicator, TR indicator. The how quickly or how speedy is the price changing. So when you have this strong green bar or zone, it means the price has both things. The price itself is stable, price is increasing, but its momentum is also increasing. So as soon as the momentum dies out, it will it will finish that particular green bar, but does not mean that you immediately sell it. Normally, if the momentum slows down, it comes down to some key moving average. In this particular case, 9 or 20 period moving averages. Okay, and my own analysis is that this particular thing is more effective on a longer term period, longer term chart like weekly compared to the daily charts. This is the same chart for last 6 months, but it's for, we see, no, there are no, because it's just a 6 months in the on the weekly chart. So we have to increase it maybe up to 3 years to look at a more detailed look on SPY. So SPY, for example, when it came off a long consolidation here, long drawdowns, it was cyclical bear market in 22, most of the 22 and 21 part. That was the time. It gives you a band here, gives you a buy signal, buy point, just go long here. All the way up to here, when you think that, okay, it's not trying to consolidate, you can get out, make some nice profit, wait till the next buy point appears. Next buy point appears here with this stop loss, which is it's just suggesting you this is your buy point, this is your buy zone. In this area, you can make another entry, and you just write this thing. It is even right now in this particular channel. For example, if you make your entry here, which was 451, and it touched 600 plus, so all you did in October 23, just a little over a year, 15 months, you entered here, you maintained it because it never crossed this lower moving average line. It's still here. And it is now, right now, if it touched this buy point 607, now this is going to be a double top pattern. It's trying to go out, it did not. So again, we are very cautious here. And so it's this 451 to 600. That is how much? Approximately 33% rise in 15 months on SPY or SPUS if you want the halal version. Question was how much reliable and real time in this chart analysis can you give percentage? I have not calculated a percentage, but I have added a back test. Now that back test was not evaluating this, but very soon I will update it for two so that you can run a back test on these buy zones. And you can see yourself. For example, just follow this SPY chart. Will you buy it here? No, it never reached that position. You'll buy it here? No, it will never reach that position. Will you buy it here? Yes, you can. But this is, as I said, it was the first time it came out of this downward trend. At first time, it always struggles. So let's see what it happens. And it again come. Now it's a strong green. Now you should buy. Yes, yes, you should buy. This is the second attempt, and most likely it's the broader market. It will continue. So all you did, you just entered here. You stop loss here, and you just carried on with this thing. And that's the long-term mode. So we can work on this uh, 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 SPUS, we can work on BABA, it will work on every stock. But as I said, those stocks which are not growth like Chevron or Exxon, they're good companies, high dividend players, big player. But is crude oil going to be double? Their core business is oil. Crude oil for last 10 years, it in this range, $20 to $70 or $80 at max. So is crude oil going to be double? No, hopefully not. And if it is not going to be double, not reaching from 70 to 150 or 140, then most likely Chevron or Exxon stocks will not grow like that. If, it depends upon your risk appetite. Are you in a growth, you have a growth mindset, like targeting companies like HIMS, company like SMCI, NVIDIA, Baba. Baba is not a growth stock. Let's try Baba. If our data feed allows it, and update the Baba for last 3 years. So here is the Baba for last 3 years. But Baba was in a strong downward trend for years. And then it was consolidating, but trying to come out of here. So every time, for example, we make a buy point, it was successful, but we never made cut before this point. But very recently, Baba has turned. And for example, if you made an entry right, will you make an entry here? No, it is still in a red zone. It's not in a green zone. It's a buy point, but it's not in green zone. You want to increase the odds of your success. Here, this is a buy point, buying zone. It gives you a strong signal. It means Baba momentum has picked up. Now momentum was on your side. A very small stop loss. Obviously, there is always a flip side. So we are having a very high reward to risk trade here. So if you enter Baba here at in the July, for example, that was 79.65. It went all the way up to 100 and something like 15, whatever. And it came down. When it comes down, you want to keep it. Maybe when you have 15-20% profit, take half of it out. So now you're left with the rest of the 50%. And then if you just come down, our recommendation is when it crosses there, it will go. It we understand that it will further go down and test its previous buy point, which it did. Now should we buy it here? Yes. But we honestly, I missed that. Why I missed that? Because I was always skeptical about the Chinese stocks. Most of the Chinese stocks, they have been very volatile. Right now, things have changed about Chinese stock like JD and Baba. But the signal was there. The green zone started. It was very quick. And as soon as it came here, within 1 or 2 weeks, it went rose all the way from what point 93, 94, all the way from 140, 150. Okay, so we can analyze any stock. We can analyze gold, not an issue. We can analyze those. For gold, you can have to, all you need to do GLDM, that's gold's ETF. Analyze that. You see what it's telling you? It's telling us that since last 2 years, gold is in a strong upward trend. This is the latest buy point here. This was the previous buy point. This was the previous buy point. And every time you made, not in this area when it's coming out here. And as I told you, our experience is that when it comes out from a red zone for a extended period of time, that it will try to consolidate and go back. Eventually, if it is strong, it will come out. So in this particular portion, gold really did not make any progress. So you have to buy and hold the gold ETF. And as soon as, for example, if you were lucky enough, you buy at this buy point, you buy at this buy point. Let's say you buy at this buy point. It was last year, February, and this is gold, $40. Right now, is how much is this? It's 58. It's approximately 40-45% up. And that's gold, precious metal. Question is about SPUS. SPUS is almost the same thing as SPY. You will see it. You will see almost the same pattern. Another question is how is it designed that green zone will start? Well, that's the internal working. There is a light green zone, light trend. And I mean that's something internal about the indicator itself. It has a whole formula behind that. Okay. Question is about how Bitcoin mining companies, you have to Monster and CSK versus Bitcoin. Now, if you want to compare two different stocks, you can compare it, but that's a different part of the software, not the TR chart. You can have in this list, one is a one bit mining company, another bit mining company, and the bit mining ETF. And then over here, you can, for example, you can select maybe a two or three uh, stocks, or and then you can compare those, and then it will provide you a comparison charts. So, so that's a feature of the software itself, not the TR chart. For example, it was telling you that if you compare Meta with Apple and with SPY, For last how much 6 months, Meta is the top performer. It has increased by 35% and come down something around 27%, while Apple in last 6 months is just 5 point something, and SPY is almost at par with SPY. So that's something different, a different feature of the program. Okay, so I think we are up to the hour and it's time to finish. I hope you guys like it. If you guys like the software, you can. I think I covered all of them: Alibaba, Supermicro, BYD, Nvidia examples, and some else as well. Now, if you want to buy the software and try this, you can go to my website, and I am providing a weekly commentary for the time being to all my existing customers who have bought this software for during last 1 year. They will get free update, no charges to them. All new, all new, new. This is a one-time cost. You won't have to pay again. You will get a free 1 year update for the software because the software is being updated regularly. We're trying to bring some other data feed into it, like Y sheets or like a bar chart data feed, but that is a separate cost to that. Excel data feed is free, but we have a lot of issues with Excel data feed, as you see. Sometimes it works, sometimes gives you some errors. And the weekly commentary is totally free at this time with the purchase of the software. With everyone who visit my website, he can have the weekly commentary as long as it's free. The people who are interested in the software, they will get the weekly commentary for next 1 year as well. It's not a yearly cost; it's one-time cost. You will continue to get the free update for 1 year. Yes, the software is yours. You can even use it after 1 year, but we will not get update after 1 year. So you look into it. After 1 year, you will have some discounted updated price. How does it work with people who use Apple products? Unfortunately, the Excel for Mac does not support it. They have some different features, and this Windows API which this software use are not compatible with this. I'm working on that. Maybe we can have a version for Excel for Mac. One way of using this software on Apple products, Mac, that you buy known as parallel desktop. I think it's $99, and that parallel desktop allows you to run Windows softwares on that. And once you have Windows software, you can use the Microsoft Excel for over there, and then you can use the software straight away. But obviously, that's a Windows, that's a separate thing. Office 365, that's correct. Office 365 for Windows, not for the Mac at this particular point of time. So I hope you like this software, like the concept of the buy point. Again, buy point does not mean immediately go and buy. You have to look in the total picture. Is it giving you a strong strength? Is a strong signal, TR signal? Is it coming out of a consolidation base? What if we buy it here, right here? But it has already covered a lot of distance, and this is the gold. So will it cover another? I mean, this is market; it can happen, but chances are after every long run, after stretch, a stock and anything comes down. What goes up comes down. It consolidates, and then it'll again give you an entry. The website address is uh, I'm putting down in chat box. I'm putting it in chat box, and you is also given here. You can write it down here from here. AnalyzeStocks.net, and uh, right here, AnalyzeStocks.net, and we will have a recording. Is being recorded. The session is being recorded, and it will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. All right. If there's nothing else, then I can call it a day, and I would be more than happy to answer your question. I'm on those WhatsApp group as well. And this here is again our website. You can send a message to me if you don't have our email on this website. There's a form there. You can send it over there. Do you provide any stocks alerts on purchase of software? Stocks alerts, yes. And it comes through our weekly commentary, which is again free for the time being. Are there any new buys here? Just like we picked JD.com here. So that's an inactionable range according to us, but we are very careful these days as we are expecting a 15 to 20% drop in the market in the upcoming days, maybe in a month's time or maybe next week or 2 weeks. And beside that, we are on our on threads and of Facebook, and we whenever we find some interesting stocks during the week, we put it over there as well. So if there are no more questions, I will call it a day. Thanks everyone for taking time out. Thanks and joining me. And it's very nice to have all of you guys here. And please feel free to drop me a question through the chat, through our form, or through WhatsApp, and I will be more than happy to respond it to you. Thank you very much and goodbye.